hazardous waste.
You also say that you would have fuel standards for automobiles to 50 miles per gallon in 2020. The automobile industry, Standard & Poor's, has now weighed in, saying that you could that would increase the cost of a car or truck in this country by $6,000. The Detroit News editorialized that the real possibility you could bankrupt the American automobile industry with that proposal.
That's wrong. We must do it. We must become energy independent because it affects our national security. It affects gasoline prices. This morning I saw the average around the country, $3.23. We must have fuel standards, and I believe it's realistic with a 100 mile per gallon flex fuel vehicle, great technology that we can develop, also requiring that by that same year, Tim, that 30% of America's electricity be renewable energy. We have got to address global climate change. By 2020, a reduction of 20% greenhouse gas emissions, mandatory cap and trade system. Look, Tim, you know, here in Washington, all you hear about is this is not possible. It won't pass the Congress. We must do it. I would lead an Apollo program like John F. Kennedy did, and I'm no John F. Kennedy, that like when he went to the moon in 10 years, I believe we can reduce our dependence on foreign oil, which is imported oil, which is 65%. That is dangerous. Countries that are not friendly to us, to 10% with massive public and private investment in renewable technologies, in solar, wind, biomass, fuel cells, distributed generation, renewable fuels, ethanol, biodiesel, biofuels, investments, tax incentives, and conservation. I would ask the American people, you know, I'm going to say a word that may not be very popular, to sacrifice a little bit for the common good, to be greener in their way of life, lighting, appliances, air conditioning, when it comes to washing machines, driving efficient vehicles. But back to your vehicles issue, Tim, we have the technology to have fuel efficient engines. We had a program at the Department of Energy with the auto companies, with Toyota, with a Japanese company, to develop batteries and fuel cells and efficient engines so that you can have an SUV, but with a fuel efficient engine that somehow helps us. You know what really upset me? I just saw that the Bush administration once again said to the Germans, we're not going to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions, just like the rest of the world should. I would launch a major diplomatic initiative to say to China and India and developing countries that America is going to be a leader in reducing greenhouse gas emissions, a cap and trade system that is mandatory. We have to do these things on a mandatory basis.
Governor, when you left your position as Secretary of Energy, however,